Hey guys, got a real doozy of a recipe for you today. Special day for some of you, and we're coming correct. You guys have probably heard of the pork rind nacho type of thing, right? That's what we're doing today. We're gonna take it to the next level though. You guys are probably used to the Rego pork rind nachos. Just throw some pork rinds down on a plate, put some cheese, whatever on it, call it a day. Those are cool. We're gonna step up our game. We're coming at you with baked pork rind nachos. The only downside of these is they take a little bit of additional effort, but they reward you with exponential additional taste, flavor.
A lot of words right there.
The downside of these is they take a little bit of additional work, just a little, for a huge bounty of flavor, which is what we're all looking for, right? Let's start. What you're gonna need, the two major components for making these incredible pork rind chips are queso fresco. Y'all familiar? Let me do a little introduction if you're not. This is a Mexican, it's kind of similar to like mozzarella, I would say. A little bit different though, drier, but it is pretty wet, like a moist cheese. And you can also get queso fryer, like something like that too. There's a bunch of different ones. Anything that starts with like queso fresco, queso blanco, those will all do pretty well in this. And you're gonna start by blending it. And our blender is, you know, it's seen its day. Like, Mega tried making peanut butter one time, and this is the result of that. So, let's get in here. You're gonna start by just blending the queso fresco. Now we're gonna throw in our ounce of pork rinds. That's 1.5 ounces of pork rinds, 3 ounces of cheese. That's the ratio you want, basically. 2 parts cheese, 1 part pork rinds. Lastly, we're gonna add a little Mexican flavor here. I like to just make up a real quick taco seasoning blend. It's really easy, as opposed to buying it from the grocery store. What we have here is a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of everything else. Oregano, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, and then a little bit less than a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Pour that all in. Get it, girl. I just like saying random things sometimes. She ain't gonna email you. Who knows what that's from? There we have it. So delicious. Now you're gonna wanna get a baking sheet, spray of some kind, and the oven is preheating to 500 degrees right now. Just pour your mixture out onto the baking sheet. Now, it's probably easiest if you use your hands, because you kind of want to you want to force it together so it stays together when it bakes. And the thickness can really be to your desired level. All right, so now we're gonna get a piece of parchment paper, the handy Trader Joe's sea salt shaker. We're gonna roll this out a little. Okay, so there that is. Pretty thin, not too thin though. Now we're gonna bake this at 500, and you wanna keep an eye on it for it to start like browning a little bit on the edges. It might take a little longer than 5 minutes, but once it gets crispy on the edges or starting to get crispy on the edges, we're gonna then cut it into pieces. If you just leave it like this the entire time, the middle is gonna be very undercooked and the edges get super dark. So this helps prevent that from happening. So we'll be back pretty soon. 5 minutes or so. 3 minutes. You see it browning on the edges? That took a little shorter than I expected. So now we're gonna cut it into tortilla chip shapes. You can go any shape you want. Let's go like, boom. Hopefully this holds together. It should, it did last time. The oven is now at 400 degrees. I would actually recommend making them a bit thicker than this. These are a little thin. The first batch we made was thicker, and it just allowed for more like forgiveness in the oven, like you could bake it longer and it wouldn't really crackle as much. Throw them in for about 10 minutes, but keep an eye on them. Don't let the edges burn. All right, guys. Here's what's up. The tortilla chips are now done. So the edge ones we took out a little earlier just because they're getting dark. And again, these are a little bit on the crumbly side because we didn't make them as thick. So thicken them up a little bit. Also, guys, over here, we're gonna hit it with a little steak topping here. Just got a good sear. I like to go pretty light. I like my steak kind of rare. Just salt and pepper. And then we're gonna do some other toppings also. We are going to plate up. What else are we going to top it with? We got some guacamole. This is pretty much what you do, right? You just gotta like look in the fridge and see what you got to top it with. So we got guacamole, truffles, keto truffles, coming soon. Oh, this is the previous batch we made, guys. So let me just show you what's up with these. That's how thick we made the first batch. I would go with this thickness if I were you. They just hold up a lot better. I might even want to like throw an egg on top of this or something crazy. You want to go crazy?
I'm thinking fried egg, but it's a lot of work.
It's once a year. Cheese. Where's that? Where's that at? Right here? What else were we thinking? Sour cream? I don't like sour cream. Nice fresh tomato topping, and then we'll also do some lime. I don't want to do sour cream, but you guys can.
French inhale. I like the way you French inhale. Do it again. French inhale. I like the way you French inhale.
We're done, guys. We got a tremendous snack for you here. This is crazy good. So this is the nachos. We got some steak on there, a little dab of guacamole, and some tomatoes and cheese too. And you saw we put it in the broiler after we put the steak and cheese on, then we left the cool toppings for after. So let me give this a taste. Super good. I love the steak. I don't make like steak, what's it called? Steak nachos that often. Make the chips slightly thicker would be my recommendation, but even if you don't, they're still good. It's just like a little bit harder they break a little easier, but you know, they're pretty sturdy actually. Yeah, mix up the toppings, mix up the flavor of pork rinds, whatever you want. Really, you can go wild. The recipe for this is linked below. You can check that all out. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell to get notifications from us. Pretty much it, guys. Happy holidays.